Saha Virjam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tachanyo Vrunimahe Gatum Yajnaya Gatum Yajnapataye Daivi Svastirastunaha Svastirmanushebhyah Urdhvam Jigatu Bheshajam Sanno Astu Dvipade Sanchatushpade. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now with Namaskaram to all of you, to every one of you, and to Bhagavan who is resident within you, without you, within me, and to that Uttama Purushan about whom Purusha Suktam has been sung in his glory. Can you hear me?
Clear.
Okay. Bhagavan's glory has been sung by our elders, the Vedic rishis, who sacrificed their very life to experience Bhagavan and to tell us about that experience. So we can also take that path. That Bhagavan, that Tripada Purushan, as it is said in Purusha Suktam, Uttama Purusha, whatever way you want to call it, that Sachidanandam, one that is beyond words and mind to capture, that Bhagavan, the Satyam. My humble and loving namaskarams to him who came and gave us his darshan, sparshan and sambhashan recently as Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba to his lotus feet. My humble and very loving namaskarams. Now we will continue with introduction to the meaning of Purusha Suktam, because I am not qualified to talk about or discuss the meaning of Purusha Suktam itself. These are all exalted, absolutely, these are reserved in the realm of Maharishis, Brahma Rishis. Okay, but a person like me can only give from my limited anubhavam, an introduction to it. That's all. Okay, Bhagavan will guide. Once you turn to him, he will guide and give you the meaning, the correct meaning in his own heart. Once you listen to him, he will give you that clarity, will be there from him. Now, I think we were conducting this in English, so I'll continue in English. Very brief summary of what we have covered so far. This Purusha Saha, that's all we can say. Saha, it's actually Saha is one way of describing it. Even that doesn't capture him. But that Purusha has infinite heads, infinite eyes, infinite feet. With all that is pervading this whole universe, mental as well as physical universe. Remember always, when you say Viswataha Vrutva. But even though he is present, every eye that looks at me, including my own eyes, that eyes look back at me, the eyes of a snake or a cockroach or a leaf of a plant or a dust, a speck of dust, doesn't matter. Or the eyes of the sunset that looks back at me, doesn't matter. Whatever it is, they're all Bhagavan's eyes only. All the jantukal, all the feet, everything that moves about and does not move about also. That is also Bhagavan's Padam only. Okay? And like that, everything is Bhagavan. He is Vyavichakar, pervading. Pervading means there's not a iota of space or iota of time when he is not present. Everything is same. But even though he is pervading all this like this, he is beyond our ability to measure and understand. Very important. Atyatishtat dasankulam. Always remember that. Bhagavan cannot be understood, is beyond the realm of understanding, beyond the realm of calculation and measuring. beyond the realm of Nirnayakarva. Impossible. Okay, we must control our intellectual quest to understand him. Instead, he is to be experienced, he is to be known only in the realm of Anubhavam, only in the experience. So, Atyatishta Dasankulam. That's the first part. Now, whatever was there, whatever is present, whatever will be, all these are Bhagavan, this Purusha only, he only. And he is the one, the master of immortality, the place where there is Amrtatvam. He is the master of it. He's beyond that also. Okay, can we say Bhagavan is Amritam? No, that word also cannot capture him. Okay, but he is a master, the Isanaha. And what does he do? He is manifesting here through Jivangal. Some Jivangal will require food to grow and live and then disappear, and some live without food. Both types of Jivangal, okay, is manifesting, and he, very important, beautiful way the Krishnaswami described this is Atirohati is what it says. So, Yadannena Tirohati, yat annena atirohati. Atirohati means something that was revealing itself. That's all. Temporary revealing. Then it's going to disappear. This is so beautiful it is. This Jivarhal. Okay. So all that we perceive in this world, all that, I mean, there is absolutely no exception to that. I mean, English word, very important. Etavan asya mahima. That's the best way it can be captured. All this is mahimai only is mahatmyam only. But that Bhagavan, all that I am perceiving through my senses and through my mind, yes, that is him. It is all his greatness, is mahimai only. But he is beyond all that. He is more than that, beyond that, Jyayan, okay? Then, all this that is manifested here, that he has revealed himself, that is only one amsam. That's all. Ekapadam. There is three padangal, the three amsangal that are not cognizable. We covered that, okay? To the example of sound, we covered that. It is applicable to everything. Okay. So then we move on. Then we covered also this Purushan, the Tripada Purushan, who is the Isanaha of the Amritatvam. That Purushan, okay, he is beyond the Prapancham and he is effulgent. He is beyond the Prapancham, and the description is going to come later. Okay, beyond all this, how he shines in his own effulgence. Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam. That point, when we come to that, the same point is there. Beyond all this, Bhagavan is shining in his own effulgence, even including this Prapancham, but beyond that also. Okay, and his one amsam that the Rishi said is what is revealing here in the Prapancham. What does it do? Again and again, okay, it manifests itself, reveals itself as a Jivargal. The very first one, Jivargal, that taking birth. It's not the body. Body is not the one that takes birth. It is a Jiva. And that Jiva requires, some of them require food, some of them do not require food to survive, to live, okay? And all this, Bhagavan reveals himself, he manifests himself. And then once he manifests, all these are now becoming cognizable, okay? Abhi Vyakramat, okay? Everything now, all of a sudden, I can perceive whatever it may be. Up to that point, we came, okay? The Samskrita portion of what we have covered so far very quickly, so you can relate to it. Om Sahasra Tirusha Purusha Sahasrakshat Sahasrapat Sabhumim Visvato Vritva Atyatishtadasangulam Purusha Yevedagum Sarvam Yat Bhutang Yatcha Bhavyam Utamritatvasteshanah Yadannena Tirohati Yetavanasya Mahima Atojyayagascha Purushah Padosya Visva Bhutani Tripadasya Divi Tripadurdhva Udai Purushah Padosya Bhavat Punah Tato Visvang Vyakramat Sasananasane Abhi. Okay, up to that point we came. Tasmat Virada Jayate Virajo Adhi Purushaha. Okay, now Bhagavan, that Tripada Purushan, that Amritatvam with one Amsam. Amsam is, remember again, quality. Okay, the depth of experience, the depth of the rasam is different. Okay, but that is what is manifest here. Once the jivargal, thing that requires annam and that does not require annam, once they are manifested, okay, now what is this jivargal? Well, let me not digress, let me stick to the Purusha itself. Okay, so once that is done, immediately tasmaat virada jayata, from this manifestation, the revealing of himself as the jivargal requiring food and jivargal not requiring food, from that came the Brahmandam, the Viradham. What is the Brahmandam? We all have this consciousness of something that is very big, huge, whether not only physical universe, even mental universe, everything, there is a bigness, there is a hugeness about it, isn't it? And that consciousness, if you want to call it, that Viradam, that bigness, okay, Brahmandam, okay, Brahma Andam is the beautiful way Sanskritam describes it. Andam means this is where our scientific knowledge is there. Just very important to point this out. Okay, if I don't, then I'll be failing in my duty. The concept of a globe, a spherical shape that was discovered by science later on, modern science later on, was there right in the beginning. Andam means an egg, a spherical body. Brahmandam, something that is very big, huge. That feeling, that consciousness, that came about. Okay, from that. Tasmat virada jayata. Tasmat virata ajayata. Ajayata is important. Ajayata denotes a past tense, that it happened. Okay. Adinda Adi Purushandam irinde. Virat. Virat means highly effulgent, the awareness, the sense of consciousness. That is effulgence. Okay. Awareness is effulgence. Consciousness is effulgence. Effulgence is not limited to the jyoti in a lamp. Okay. Please remember that it is within each one of us. That consciousness, that awareness, that is shining in a very special manner. It is always there, isn't it? Very unique manner. It is always there. It is not like the jyoti from a lamp that all can be put out, but this awareness, consciousness cannot be put out. It is always there, shining. That effulgence, that is now also present in the Brahmandam, that Virat, Tasmat, and the Adi Purushandam irinde. Virat, the effulgence, the unique, the special, sacred, whatever way you want to call it, that effulgence in the form of the Brahmandam, the consciousness, the awareness of this huge, all covering everything. Okay, not only within me, but also without me also, right? That effulgence awareness, that Visheshamaha Pragasittu Kondirikindra Brahmandam Virat Ajayata, that revealed itself, that manifested. So Tasmat Virat Ajayata. Then next one is Virajo Adhi Purushaha. Now from this Brahmandam Virajo Adi. Virajo Adi. That means once this huge awareness covering everything is there, that is Brahmandam. Remember, up to this point, there is nothing gross element. So don't think in terms of our physical bodies and all yet. It is that sense of huge awareness of this bigness that is covering, encompassing everything, that Brahmandam. In congruence with it, along with it, came a Purusha. Virajo Adhi Purusha. This Purusha is what we call as Brahma. Okay? So, in congruence with it, as part of it, this Purusha came. Okay? Virajo Adhi Purusha Sajato Atyarichyata. Okay? Now, Saha, that Virata Purushan, okay, so that the what we call Brahma, so Jataha, the Sanskrit word, let me just translate it properly for you so you can understand. The previous sentences, Virajo Adi Purushaha, there is no verb there. Even though I put a verb in describing the meaning, there is no verb there. Virajo Adi Purushaha. Virajo Adi, along with, in congruence with it, as part of it, simultaneously, whatever we want to call it, maybe not simultaneously, but along with it, in congruence with it. Purushaha, Brahma, the Virata Purusha. So there is no verb yet. The verb comes later. Okay, the next line. Okay, so let's take it the way the Purusha described it. That Purushan, Virata Purushan, that Brahma, Jataha, he manifesting that Brahma, this Parama Purusha, Tripada Purusha. Remember, Brahma is not pervading everything. Tripada Purushan as Ekapada Purushan, manifesting, pervading everything as Brahmandam. Once that Brahmandam, that awareness, consciousness, unarvu of Ingum Vyabhitrikkara unarvu. Unarvu is something very special, effulgent. Along with that, Anusariche, that Purushaha, Brahma, Jataha, manifesting, Brahma Undahi. Okay, then Atyarichyata. Okay, then he pervaded everything. This Ekapada Purushaha pervades everything. And everything, first of all, everything means what? The overall encompassing unarvu, consciousness, virat. That along with that, the Purushaha, Brahma was also manifested, and this Ekapada Purushaha pervades everything. So, the sentence again in Sanskritam, okay. Virajo Adhipurushaha Sajato Atyarichyata. Okay. Now, this Saha, okay, this Saha refers to the Virata Purusha. Okay, we'll come to that in a minute, which is Brahma. But Ekapada Purushaha, this Bhagavan, Parama Purushaha, Virajo Adi Purushaha, then Jataha Atyarichyata. Vyabhit, everything he pervades. Saha, that Virata Purushan, that Brahma, what does he do? Paschat Bhumimato Puraha. Saha. Paschat, after that. Saha. That, through that Virata Purusha, okay, using him as a tool, as an instrument, okay, Saha, that he who, that Paramapurusha again, never take your eye off this Paramapurusha through Purusha Suktam. Everything is him only, but he manifests himself in different ways and does different things, as we call it. So here, Saha, that Purusha, that Ekapada Purusha, who is the one amsam of the Tripada Purusha, who is beyond description, that Bhagavan. Saha, Paschat, afterwards, after what? After creating or doing, after Brahma ve Srishtita Pirahu, after creating Brahma, after manifesting himself as Brahma, okay, as manifesting one amsam of him as Brahma, Paschat, after that, Virat consciousness, awareness, then Brahma, after that, Saha, Bhumim, Saha Bhumim, that's a Sanskrit word. Saha Paschat Bhumim. Now, there is a verb here, okay? The immediately question comes, okay? Go to the previous sentence. Saha, our, he, Paschat, afterwards, Bhumim, Bhumiyai, the whole universe. Here, Bhumi does not mean only Bhulokam, our earth. It means the whole universe, Prapancham, Prapanchatai, Bhumim. Bhumim, what did he do? Atirichyata. Srishtit, pervading everything. Okay? Saha Bhumim Atirichyata. Saha Virajo Adipurushaha Jataha Atirichyata. Saha Paschat Bhumim Atirichyata. Okay? Then after that, what did Paramapurusha do? As Purusha Suktam says, Ataha Paschat Bhumim Atho Puraha. The ta is the second ta, as we say in Tamil, okay? It is the Dirgha Pranan, okay? Atha, Atho Puraha means Atha Puraha. Atha, afterwards, after pervading everything in the Virat, in this thing with Brahma, pervading everything, Atha Puraha. Here the Puraha is very important. This is what Purusha Suktam is all about in our world. Puraha means embodiment, Udambu, gross manifestation, okay, like a mountain, like a speck of dust. Everything, Ata Puraha Atyarichyata. Afterwards, the Jivaratigal that manifested earlier, some of them requiring food, some of them don't require food. For all those Jivaratigal, gross body is given here. Okay? So Brahma's job comes after the creation of Jivaratigal, after the manifestation of Jivaratigal. Jivarasi is nothing but mind with unfulfilled desires. That is why we take birth again and again. Okay, that's another issue. We won't cover that now because we're confused. I hope this is clear. Tasmaat virada jayate virajo adhipurusha tajato atyarichyate paschat bhumimato puraha. Okay, now here the let me see if I need to give you any examples here. So there is a story in Bhagavatam, which I'll skip that. Let's skip to Purusha only. Yat Purushena Havisha Deva Yajnamatanvata. Okay. Vasan Deva Yajnamatanvata. Vasanto Asya Sidajya Vasanto Asya Sidajyam Grishma Idmas Saradhavihi Yat Purushena Havisha Deva Yajnamatanvata Vasanto Asya Sidajyam Grishma Idmas Saradhavihi. It's very important to understand what is happening in our life. Okay? This Puraha that was created, which is you and me, we can personalize this, how this Parama Purusha is present within me. These are all personalize this as much as we can, be able to relate to this better instead of reading this academically, okay, or saying it belongs to something else. No. Puraha is you and me, okay. The Purusha is the one who is resident within me and also manifesting himself as everything that I perceive. Okay, up to that point, I hope it's clear. Then, what is my duty? This creating power, which is what Brahma is. Okay, Virata Purusha that we saw, that creating power is nothing but desires. Once the desires come, the power of attraction we have to anything is Rama. That is Parama Purusha. But for me to acquire and to have an acquisitive desire that it belongs to me, my hamkara, my everything, that is where the creation takes place. The mind keeps creating. Always remember that. Okay, yedidam kincha tat srishtva. Whatever you think, you create. As simple as that. That is the simple translation from Taittiriya Upanishad. Yedidam kincha tat srishtva. That's all. It is not like Parama Purusha created 4 billion years ago and we are living. No. That is taking place every moment of our life. Okay. And that creation, that creating power, the sense of awareness we have, everything is right now applicable to us at this moment. And everything is, you'll find it is a statement of truth. What Purusha says. Personalize, experience it personally. So, if I am also an embodiment of a jiva, that Bhagavan manifested himself as his amsam only, not different from him. As his amsam only, please, there's no difference. What is my job? That is what's given here. The next 2 lines. This mantram is so powerful. We have to understand this very well, please. Okay. Yat Purushena Havisha Deva Yajnam Atanvata. That is the sentence here is okay. Now, what is it? What is it? Very simply, there is a beautiful explanation given in another part of Brahmanam. It's called the Samhitai, Purusha Sukta Samhitai. That explains it very beautifully, and that we can, at today's world, in modern world, with our limited ability and to understand and to be disciplined and all that, we can easily relate to it. So let me share that with you. So Bhagavan, once the Brahma manifested, the overall consciousness, that is Yellavatriyum Vyabitirikra Unarvu, the consciousness, the sense of awareness that is present everywhere, that you and I have. Okay, all of us have that feeling. Only thing is, we think I'm this body. That's all this problem is. Okay, we all have this Unarvu, that consciousness is there. Okay, that everything, so big it is. That Purusha, along with that Brahma did not know what to do. So he prayed. This comes in Bhagavatam also. Swami, what is my job? Okay, what am I supposed to do? Then Bhagavan, this Paramapurusha tells him, oh Brahma, for the sake of creation, which means manifestations of making things appear. That is what creation is all about. Okay, creation means making things appear. Okay, padaipadu. For the sake of that, you engage in a yajnam. Yajnam, simply put in English, is sacrifice. Sacrifice what? Sacrifice the feeling of ahamkaram. Okay, and where to sacrifice? To what place? To Bhagavan's lotus feet. Swami, this ahamkaram is not mine, it is yours. You take care. Because ahamkaram is also an amsam of this Paramapurusha. That ahamkaram is preventing me from being with you, being one with you. So take it. It's yours, it's yours, it's yours, it's yours. Submit everything to him. That process, that tapas you do, that yajnam you do. Once you do that, you have the ability now. Will have to create all the things that get manifested, gross manifestations in this world. Now, what do you do? How do you perform this yajnam? Because the various powers are already there. You don't have to do anything. The indriyangal, the senses of perception, each one has a power behind it. All those devadayagal, we call them devadayagal because they're all effulgent. Those devadas, what you do, let them be the one that are reciting the Veda mantram. Let them be the rikwits in this yajnam. Yajnam, you have to have somebody who recites the Vedic mantrangal. Okay? Let all your indriya devadayagal, okay, the power behind vision, the power behind perception, whatever it may be. Now apply this personally, please. Okay, don't think of Brahma and you can never get there. Personally, all my indriya devadayagal, the powers I have to see, power to hear, power to feel, power to smell, power to taste, all those, what I should do, make them as the reciters, the chanters of Vedic mantram, which means a rikwit, along with the Vedic path, the pathway prescribed by the Vedas. Engage them. They engage those powers along those paths. And your own body that you have, you and I have a body, gross manifestation, this body, okay, that itself make it as a havis. Havis means the gross form, that gross things you offer in the Agni. Along, so all the powers that is given to me to cognize this world and the body that I have, offer that completely as to Bhagavan, sacrifice as havis, and do that and submit them to me with the focus that I am the one enjoying all this. The Bhagavan who is the enjoyer of the sacrifice. In other words, do sacrifice. Okay, that is a simple thing. Sacrifice, yajnam, 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 yajnam. That is what the story is all about. The life is nothing but yajnam. That is explained, okay, in these mantrangas that we are going to take again. Yat purushena havisha yat. Yanda. Okay. Yat comes later. Purushena, this Virat Purusha Vadivamana, this in the consciousness, in the awareness that is pervading everywhere, in the unarvu that we have, okay, yellam periya, that unarvu we have. I may not experience that I am pervading everything. I may not, I'm not there yet. But I have the feeling everything is so big, so big, so big, isn't it? That unarvu I have, that awareness I have, in that consciousness, in that awareness, and the unarvil, and the Virata Purushanil, yet Purushena, that Purushena Havisha, that Virada Purusha Vadivamana, that awareness that is so big, everything is so big. That awareness, Havisha, using that as Havis, which means using that feeling itself, awareness itself, as submitting to Bhagavan. Oh my God, Swami, you are all this big feeling. My God, you are this big thing. I cannot fathom you. I cannot understand you. I cannot capture you. But you are that feeling of this bigness. Okay? That is a Havis. Use that as Havis. With that Havis, what happened? Devaha, the Devadaigal, that is operating all my senses of perception, Jnana Indriyangal, okay? That Devadaigal, that power that operates behind each one of them, okay? Yat, these Devadaigal, Yat, Yenda, Yajnam, Yajnatai, which Yajnam? Atanvata, they carried out. Now here is a past tense, very important. Using this Virata, this Virat Purusha, that Purushena, that Virat Purushena, that all-pervasive feeling of all this bigness everywhere, using that as Havis, as offering, as we say in English, as Havis is a better word in Sanskritam. Offering means something I possess, so I offer. So offer is not a good word. Submitting is better. Okay? Submitting because it doesn't belong to me, it belongs to Bhagavan only. So offering that as Havis, these Devadaigal behind the Indriyangal, which yagam they performed? That is what is happening in your life and my life. Please, it is not in your control or my control. All the powers behind our senses of perception are continuously doing yajnam only. Yajnam only. Please understand. But I am not in alignment with that. I think myself as different. I think I am seeing this. I think I'm singing. I think I'm tasting this. I think I'm hearing this. No. I may have ears, but the power behind hearing is Devadai, isn't it? All those are continuously performing yajnam only. Yat atanvata, yat yajnam atanvata, which yajnam they did, which means whatever has been done, that is also continuing. Okay? So, atanvata, that for this yajnam, vasanto atya Sidajyam. Okay. Asya, inda yajnatirku, for this yajnam, what is this? Vasantaha ajyam asit. Vasantaha, Vasanta kalam. Now beautifully, here Purusha Suktam doesn't mention about the Mula Prakriti, which means that there are three things that were created first by Bhagavan. One of them is Kalam. Okay, but here Purusha Suktam gets into the Kalam itself, as gives an example. It says Vasantaha Ajyam Asit. Now, again, Kalam, let me not even go there for a minute, because let's come back to it in a minute. For this yajnam, Vasantaha Ajyam Asit. Vasantaha, for us to understand, Vasanta Kalam, we say spring season, that is related to this way. What happened? In spring season, everything is fresh. Everything is just about to grow so beautifully, isn't it? So it all starts in the spring season, goes through what we call a summer, hot season, isn't it? All the plants and everybody. And then finally, in the winter season, what happens? Everything basically dies. Our life is exactly like that. Our Vasanta Kalam is our childhood, where we take birth. How the body is, how the mind is, how the energy level is, everything is growing so beautifully. Then we go through our summer period, the Kodai Kalam, as we say in Tamil. And finally, we come to our winter season also, isn't it? And then we disappear. Please understand that example to take in this message, teaching from the Rishi. So for this, and throughout our life, what are we doing? Okay, we are born, small child, growing up, and Vasanta Kalam, growing further into Kodai Kalam or summer of our life, so to speak. And then slowly start declining, coming into the winter season. Then our body disappears, isn't it? Appearance to disappearance. So all the kalangal are covered. But through all this process, Yajnam is taking place. Your body, my indriyangal, my body itself is being offered as a havis. Remember that, isn't it? This Yajnam is what is happening. Not actions, not what you and I think, not what you and I do, not what you and I aspire. Those are all different. What is happening is Yajnam only, sacrifice only. This is very important to understand in Purusha Suktam. Tripada Purusha manifests himself as Ekapada Purusha and is performing this Yajnam only. Okay. And what is this Yajnam? In Bhagavatam described is Mahatattvam, one of sacrifice in love. Give love, give love, give love, share love. That is what the Devadegal are already doing selflessly. Understand, that's what Brahma did. So these two lines are very important. So Vasanta Kalam, Asya, for this Yajnam, Vasantaha Ajyam Asit. This Vasanta Kalam, Ajyam, like a ghee. When we have Agni, when we put ghee in it in performing Yagam, the fire burns even more brightly, isn't it? It's like a food at that point. So Vasanta Kalam is like Ajyam, like ghee. That's what happens to you and to me as we were born and growing up. In Vasanta Kalam, we grow beautifully. So in this Yajnam, our childhood, our youthhood, whatever it may be, that period, is the Nei, is the Agyam, is the Ajyam that is making it grow. This, we have to, the sacrifice is taking place. And then in Grahastha period and all that, it has to further fructify. Okay, coming up next. Then Grishma Yidma Saradhavihi Sarad Havihi. Grishma Yidma Saradhavihi. Grishma Yidmaha. Grishma means Kodai Kalam, summer period. Grishma Rutu, we say, right? Very hot period. So, in performing Yagam, when the Agni Jwala is burning so beautifully, that you put Nei and all that, once a flame is so bright, what is the next thing that the Pandits do? They put Samit, isn't it? Samit are these wooden sticks, okay? And they call Samit. So they put in there for that to further food for the Jwalai, for the Agni Jwalai, isn't it? They don't put Nei and Ajyam at that time. Havis is done in order to further grow. In our life, the same way, the Yajnam that is taking place after the Vasanta Kalam, after our childhood and youth and all that, or middle age or Grihastha period, okay, our energy level is still good. We do many things according to Grihastha ashram, that is different. All the things we do is Yajnam only. For this Yajnam, our Kodai Kalam, our summer period in our life is like Samit. Okay, like Idmaha, like the wooden sticks we put in the Agni to keep it burning. That's how the Yajnam is happening in our life. So then comes the last period, Sarad Havihi. Sarad period. Sarad is winter kalam, winter, Pani kalam. What happens? You see in our backyard, so many plants die. They all go away. Now again to be born later. But all the plants, they all go. In Sarat Havihi, in our Sarat period, in our final period, in our winter part of our life, Havihi, all this yajnam that we have performed becomes what we call as Purnahuti. Okay? Havis, again, that is a final offering. Asita. Asita means Ipriyaha undayitru. Now, this whole sentence is given in past tense to teach me this is what's happening in my life. This is what Bhagavan's command is. This is what Bhagavan's operating principle is. Bhagavan's operating modus operandi, the command, the charter he has given is to perform this yajnam, because this is what Paramapurusha is doing in my body. So I must also consciously participate in this yajnam. Understand? So those two sentences, let me take again. Yat Purushena Havisha Deva Yajnamatanvata Vasanto Asya Sidajyam Grishma Yidmat Saradhavihi. In this yajnam of my life, this is what is happening. Paramapurusha is doing this yajnam. Yajnam is taking place. He is doing it. He is the enjoyer. And my body, my indriyangal are an instrument, tools. Bhagavan is using, like the way Krishna Bhagavan plays the flute, which is an instrument in his hand. That's all. Nimitta matram. That is what all this is. Now, next question is, people who do yajnangal, yahangal know, Vedic Purushas know, what are the various things required to perform the yajnam? How is Bhagavan present in all this, doing this yajnam? That comes up in the succeeding next slokangal, next mantrangal, that we will take up with Bhagavan's grace next time. I think, and I've exceeded my time by 4 minutes. So, with your permission and with Bhagavan's anugraham, let me stop here. I hope all of you are happy and it is clear. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Arihi Om Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Namaskaram. Any questions, comments, please share it, or you can post it in the group.
Our minds are in a different plane.
Swami?
No. Our mind was in a different plane to grasp some basics.
Pestela, respond பண்ண மாதிரி இருந்தது. Shall I express my view? Yes, small.
Please.
Yeah. Swami, நான் ரவி சுப்ரமணியன். இன்னைக்கு இந்த யஜ்ஞத்தை பத்தி சொன்னேன். நமஸ்காரம். ரொம்ப ரொம்ப எக்ஸலண்டா இருந்தது. யஜ்ஞம்னா நம்ம வந்து ஆஃபர் பண்றோம் தான் இந்த நாள் வரைக்கும் புரிஞ்சுட்டு இருந்தோம். டுடே we have understood, we thought that we have come to know an implied meaning for that யஜ்ஞம். யஜ்ஞத்தை தாண்டி அதுல வந்து ஆஃபர் பண்றதை தாண்டி, சாக்ரிஃபைஸை தாண்டி சப்மிசிவ்ன்ற ஒரு வேர்டை கொடுத்தேன். ஆஃபர்னு வச்ச ஐ வந்து இருக்கு, நான் அப்படின்ற அந்த அகங்காரம் இருந்துட்டே இருக்கு. அப்புறம் வந்து நீங்க அதை தான் வந்து இன்னைக்கு வந்து பிரமாதமா எடுத்து சொன்னேன். ஸோ தட் அகங்காரத்தை வந்து சப்மிட் பண்ணணுங்கிறத இந்த ஸ்லோகத்துல இன்னைக்கு ரொம்ப அழகா சொன்னேன். கண்டிப்பா வந்து ஈச் அண்ட் எவ்வரி நம்ம ஆக்டிவிட்டி டே டு டே லைஃப்லயே இதை வந்து அப்ளை பண்ற அளவுக்கு இதை வந்து அவ்வளோ சிம்பிளிஃபை பண்ணி அது ரொம்ப ரொம்ப கிரேட்டான விஷயத்த அவ்வளோ அழகா சொல்லியிருக்கேன். மேல நான் கத்துக்கணும். அதுக்கு பகவான் அனுகிரகம், குரு உங்களோட ஆசை இருக்கணும். அதுதான் வேண்டிக்கிறேன். தேங்க்யூ.
நமஸ்காரம் சார். இது பகவானோட அனுகிரகம். வந்து ஒன்று நிச்சயமா சொல்றேன், வாட் எவர் with Swami's grace, our Anagrahata, whatever I've understood from his teaching. And that is what I'm sharing with you in my own limited manner. And the clarity and assurance and all that, Bhagavan will give. Swami will give you, no problem at all. And so I'm very happy, sir. So together we are all learning in his company. Okay, that's much for sure. Okay.
Yes.
So,
great.
so there is only
what you are doing is very great thing. There's
only one guru. We should have no confusion about it. Seriously speaking, Bhagavan is there in your heart as conscience. You have been aware of Swami or whoever you're taking as whichever form of God that you worship. That is the only guru. Okay, and you and I, we together we are participating in that pilgrimage towards lotus feet. Together, that Sahana Bhavatu is very important. Together we are going.
Sure.
Okay. Sure. Very good, sir. Very happy, sir. Very happy. If you're happy, I'm happy. And Namaskaram, Mama, Balakshma Mama, Romba Namaskaram. உங்களோட இதுக்கு உங்க பிரசன்ட், உங்க கமெண்ட், உங்களோட யுவர் எல்டர், உங்க ஆசீர்வாதம் எல்லாம் ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். Any other comment from anybody or observation from anybody?
Namaste, Swamiji. Yes, sir. The Ahankaram, submission of Ahankaram, Yadajnam, the clarification, that explanation made it clear for me today. Thank you so much. Submission of Ahankaram as Yajnam is the main purpose of life. Was very meaningfully explained. Thank you so much.
Namaskaram, ma. Namaskaram. Very happy, ma.
Namaskaram.
Everybody else happy? So can we close for today then? Namaskaram.